it's stunning to monitor the media's lack of interest in the whole Maui story. I've been in this business for 30 years. I'm stunned, but I'm not surprised. The incident seems to be the story here, right? But the true story, the media knows it is not allowed to tell. Is it a coincidence that the Maui police chief is the same man who was in charge in Las Vegas during that massacre that killed 58 people? Is it a coincidence that the Maui property, owned by million and billionaires, it wasn't touched by the flames while homes of the locals all burned?
What she fails to also mention is how the media hasn't even once interviewed a grieving parent. Not a single parent looking for their children. Not a single interview with a child. Not a single interview with the schools.
Was it a coincidence that the largest system of outdoor emergency sirens in the world never made a sound as the fire devoured Lahaina? Was it a coincidence that at the same time, very same time, all the water was turned off? Was it a coincidence that police were ordered to block off streets and to funnel all the cars trying to escape? Think about this coincidence. That governor also signed an emergency proclamation on July 17th, 3 weeks before the fire, about housing of all things. Is it a coincidence that the government put up a black fence around Lahaina, or that the FAA grounded all drones from flying over the affected areas? Is it a coincidence that since at least 2011 there have been plans to make Maui the first smart city run by 100% renewable energy, and that it must be a coincidence then that the locals whose homes did not burn are now being evicted from their property? And of course, a total coincidence that all the fact checkers who are checking these facts, who say everything I just told you is just a coincidence, are also owned and run by BlackRock.
The moon was brought here 12,000 years ago. Our moon is in fact an artificial satellite. It is not a real planet. It can literally leave our orbit underneath its own power. According to the Andromedans, it was brought here from Ursa Minor, from a star system called Chauta that had 21 planets in it. Now, there are ruins all over it. This is why the Apollo astronauts stopped going back. It's because there was somebody already there and they were told not to go back. This information's out there.
Do you think what is being said sounds credible or just a bunch of lies made for entertainment? Mind you, this was filmed in the mid-90s, which is almost over 30 years ago. Put your idea in the comments below if what he said resonates with you, or you think it's just a made-up story. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Okay, our moon is 9.1 billion years old. Okay, it is many of the materials that have been found on the moon, minerals, don't exist on our planet. The moon did not belong to part of the Earth. It was brought here. Literally. Our solar system has 8 artificial moons in it that were brought here. That can literally, underneath their own power, leave our solar system. And there are beings living on it. Now, the upper echelon, the world government know this.
What the Greys have actually done is they have been abducting children, and many of the children are not here anymore. This is why children are disappearing all over the world. They are vanishing without a trace. Some of them are being taken by the Greys. Westchester County, New York, the last 3 years, 5,000 children have vanished without a trace. Without a trace. The government knows what's going on, but they're harmless. They can't do they're helpless to do anything about it.
Do you think what is being said sounds credible or just a bunch of lies made for entertainment? Also, in American Horror Story, there is an episode in which they depict exactly what is being said here. If you want more details, put your idea in the comments below if what he said sounds credible or not. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
And the reason they don't want to bring it out is because they let the bastards in here in the first place. They cut a deal. They cut a deal. They sold us out. And I got a lot of energy on it because I have friends who want to know where their kids are.
This is a cool office.
Hi, we're the Illuminati.
Hi. Hello.
Hi. So we heard about your big special.
But before you can do a special on a major cable network, we're going to need you to sign some things.
Okay, sounds good.
We're also going to need you to swear a oath to us and our cause. And if you violate this oath, we're going to murder you and everyone that you love.
Got it. Great.
You'll also need to pledge your soul to Baphomet. He's this god that we all worship.
Do you think what is being said sounds credible or just a bunch of lies made for entertainment? Put your idea in the comments below if this skit sounds credible or not. TikTok. This is for entertainment purposes only.
He looks pretty cool. He's like a crazy goat man kind of thing.
Now, we will need you to include some of our messaging in your program. We just want you to have some, self-destructive themes. Like we use a lot of hip-hop artists to glorify violence and drugs, pop stars to push materialism.
We'll also need to film you in a lewd act with a minor to use as blackmail if you ever think of telling anyone about anything that happened here today.
We're going to need a suit in your own handwriting, just in case things get crazy.
I actually might have an old one on me. I'm sort of a pack rat.
I think we're good. Trevor, do you have any questions for us?
Are aliens real?
Aliens are real.
What are they like?
Some are very cool, some are kind of shitty. We're pretty tight with the shitty ones.
Well, after the rapture, a world leader will emerge as a hero. He will be most convincing yet deceiving, but people will love him.
Will he be the beast?
For the first 3.5 years, he will appear to be a savior, a hero, miraculously solving world problems. But in the middle of the 7 years tribulation, the evil becomes apparent in him.
Well, what about the mark?
Open my Bible, honey, to Revelation chapter 13, verse 16.
And it causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
So who exactly is the Antichrist? Obama, Elon, Trump? Put your idea in the comments. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Does that mean people will have to wear the mark?
Oh my, yes. People can't buy food or clothes or anything. Gasoline.
Well, that sounds like Dad's credit card.
Well, to a lot of people, it will seem like a new type of credit card, and people will welcome it. So the time to receive Jesus Christ is now, not then.
From this command center, we control the most influential demographic of the entire population. We decide everything, from what clothes are in style to what slang is in vogue. This is the epicenter of all trends. We turn your world into one giant TV commercial. But how, you may ask, can our operation be so effective? Sure, these kids have brains like Play-Doh just waiting to be molded into shape, but something else must be going on, right?
To put this in perspective, this movie came out in 2001 and now it's the year 2023. Do you feel like this movie is more and more relevant today or still just a bunch of nonsense? What do you think? TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
To answer some of your questions, we've produced a short educational film.
I'm here to talk about subliminal messages in rock and roll music. You see, for years, the government has been wisely coercing teenagers to buy products they normally wouldn't want just to get their money. In fact, they don't pay taxes. But these kids today aren't dumb. They're not going to buy just anything. That's why the government has been planting small subliminal advertising suggestions in today's rock music. The results? We can now get these kids to buy just about anything. We can have them chasing a new trend every week. And that is good for the economy.
How can you control the rock bands? What if they find out about the hidden messages in their music?
Ever wonder why so many rock stars die plane crashes? Overdose on We've been doing this a long time. If they start to get too curious, our options are endless. Bankruptcy, shocking scandals, religious conversions.
Our projections show that by the year 2025, not only America, but the entire planet will be under the protection and the dominion of this power alliance. The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite.
To put this in perspective, this movie came out in 1988 and now it's the year 2023. Do you feel like this movie is more and more relevant today or still just a bunch of nonsense? What do you think? TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
You You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion. And in return, the per capita income of each of you here tonight has grown, in this year alone, by an average 39%. And I've just received word that our forces have won a major victory. The underground terrorist network has been destroyed here on the West Coast. We are off crisis alert. The situation is normal again.
The legendary city of Agartha, at the center of the earth. And at the center of that, the Vrilya. Unfortunately, the place is crawling with Vril. And I'm not hugely fond of shape-shifting reptilian humanoids. This should be interesting.
Did you catch that? Do you notice how they set up the angle for their meal to resemble the Last Supper? Was it to mock it or an innocent mistake? What do you think? TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Well, it certainly has been an interesting last few millennium. With this whole infiltrate the upper echelon of human society and manipulate them into destroying each other. Now, we might have just gone a little heavy on the political realm. Oh my God, and a little sucky, you know. Who knew that social media was gonna work? That was brilliant. Everyone too wrapped up in cat videos and sending to procreate instead of think with their brains. Very nice. Sure helped with my case during the elections. And you two crazy kids with your crusades, nothing like a little monotheism to throw people into centuries of battles over exactly the same ideology. Oh.
There are three groups of extraterrestrials who are involved in very distressing agendas here on Earth. One is the renegade grayskin Zeta Reticulans, another is the Giza intelligence formerly of the Pleiades, and a third is the reptilians from Alpha Draconis. Is there another?
Yes. There's the Orion group as well, and there's 141 of them here. And they're from Ursa Minor, Ursa Major, Rigel, and Betelgeuse. There are a lot of agendas here, hidden agendas. And
I can't even begin to imagine what plans they have in store for us. Or is this just a made-up story? Have you had an encounter with them? Put it in the comments below. TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
You have to understand that some of the races, for example, the Draconians themselves did not evolve as a life form in our universe. They were dumped here. They were brought here because they're just a pain. They're incredibly smart, they're incredibly psychic, they're incredible builders, but they're bullies. Their whole thing is control, domination. And because there's no race in our universe that can really beat them up and wipe them out, they don't have to choose light or dark. They're just where they are. And they've chosen the opposite polarity. They're a tough bunch. They've manipulated a lot of civilizations throughout our galaxy. They're also responsible for the 600,000-year war, which almost annihilated the human species in our galaxy. And they show very little remorse about it.